Good day, creatives. The world lost Quincy Jones today. This is a big one. This is a big one. He went on with the ancestors, and it is unbelievable. And in my opinion, we lost the best producer that has ever walked the face of the planet and ever probably will walk the face of the planet. I believe that is backed by facts. For instance, he produced both It's My Party and You Don't Own Me for Leslie Gore, both of which went on to sell 1 million copies. He composed for films such as The Getaway, Dollars, The Italian Job, In Cold Blood, The Deadly Affair, Walk, Don't Run, The Out-of-Towners, Call Me Mr. Tibbs, In the Heat of the Night. He also arranged and conducted one of the fire albums, Sinatra at the Sands, and Might As Well Be Swing, both fire. He was also an arranger for Ella Fitzgerald, Dinah Washington, Shirley Horn, Sarah Vaughan. The list just goes. He also wrote a little ditty called The Street Beater that we all know as the theme song for Sanford and Son. The Cosby Show, Ironside, and the freaking Oprah Winfrey Show. That I did not know. He wrote the song called Soul Bossa Nova that you know as the theme song for Austin Powers. And in 1974, he released his own album called The Dude. It had Just Once and 100 Ways by James Ingram. Both of those songs are kind of what I knew James Ingram for. He also produced the soundtrack for The Wiz, which was his first collaboration with Michael Jackson. We all know what happened after that. Now, let's keep in mind now, a lot of the stuff that I just talked about happened before he even did Off the Wall or Thriller. Not to mention, he was an amazing musician. He hung out with, Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Ray Charles. And in 1985, he was one of the producers for We Are the World, which raised $63 million for humanitarian aid in Africa. Without Quincy, We Are the World just doesn't happen. He was the glue. And he wasn't just a musical producer. He also produced film. He produced The Color Purple. And, also did the score. Of course, because he's Quincy Jones. He was also the executive producer for The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Mad TV randomly. He was everywhere. And as a random side note, in 1974, he had a brain aneurysm, right? It didn't look well, so family and friends decided to start arranging his services, his funeral services. He ended up recuperating. And did he cancel services? Of course not. He's Quincy Jones. He had the services continue, and he attended his own funeral service. It just turned into an appreciation. Because he's Quincy Jones. And I will repeat, so many of these accolades happened before he even met Michael Jackson or started working on Off the Wall or Thriller. Meaning, he was the best producer of all time before he produced the best-selling album of all time. There's no question. It's over. When someone asks you who the best producer of all time was, it is Quincy Jones, and his nearest competition is not in the same universe as him. Peace and love to his family in this time. Rest in peace to the best producer that will ever walk the face of this planet, Quincy Jones.
The best advice I ever got was from Nadia Boulanger in 1957. She said, your music will never be more or less than you are a human being. And so I started to work on the human being.